Standard 10th. Today we'll start with another chapter of Geography, Forest and Wildlife Resources. This chapter is not to be included in the final board exams, but it will be included in your internal test. So we'll start with this chapter, Forest and Wildlife Resources. The first thing, what is biodiversity? So the large variety of plants and animals and microorganisms that are found on the earth is known as biodiversity. So here the definition is given. Biodiversity is the variety of variability of life on earth, and it depends upon this wildlife, animals and plants. They depend on their natural habitat. Next, talking about flora and fauna of India. Flora means the plant kingdom, fauna means the animal kingdom. In India, we are lucky to have a vast variety of flora and fauna. There are about 500 varieties of mammals, 2,000 species of birds, 30,000 types of insects, and several varieties of fish, amphibians, reptiles, elephants, Royal Bengal tiger, rhino, bison, lions, etc. And we also have a large variety of different types of forests that you have studied in the 9th class. But it is sad to know that the forest cover, which should be 33%, is fast diminishing. It is diminishing, and that is why we have written here vanishing forest. The dimensions of deforestation, that is cutting down of trees in India, is staggering. The forest cover in the country is estimated at 78.29 million hectares, which is 23.81 of the total geographical area. So this cover is decreasing, and therefore we are facing many types of problems. Because the forests are coming, all the forests are vanishing, therefore the animals also are getting extinct. The first one is this Asiatic cheetah. Asiatic cheetah is the world's fastest land mammal. It is a specialized member of the cat family. It can move with the speed of 112 kilometers per hour. You can see that long teardrops on both sides of the nose. This is the special feature how you can identify a cheetah. Asian cheetah is extinct due to the decline of habitat, and in India it was declared as extinct in the year 1952. Now we'll talk about what are the major causes of deforestation. Main of the forest is cleared due to agricultural activities, because population is growing and we need more of food to feed the growing population. So in order to grow food, we need more of the grounds, and so the forest area has been reduced. Second is logging, which occurs by deforestation. When people cut the trees for wood, that is logging. Then is growing urbanization. Cities are coming up, and because of growing cities, we need more and more of land, and in order to get more of land, we do deforestation. Then desertification. Many of the fertile land areas are being converted into deserts. Then mining. Excess of mining has also caused land degradation, and therefore the soil becomes unfit for cultivation, and therefore no forestry. Then forest fires. A major threat is the forest fires which occur in the forest and burn all the trees around. So these are the major causes of deforestation. This figure is of the Himalayan yew. It is a medicinal plant which is found in various parts of Himachal Pradesh and Arunachal Pradesh, and it is extensively used to treat some sorts of cancer. Because of this species is also under great threat. Now, in order to protect the forest and wildlife, the government has started with some of the conservation measures to prevent this exploitation of forest and wildlife. The first measure which the government started was the Indian Wildlife Protection Act, which was implemented in 1972 to protect the endangered species. The endangered species, which was a program to protect the population of endangered species by banning hunting, giving legal protection to their habitats, and restricting trade in wildlife. Second is government, that is both central and state governments have established many national parks and wildlife sanctuaries to preserve the flora and fauna. Then in the year 1991, plants were also added to the protected species list. Another important program started by the government is the Project Tiger. Tiger is our national animal, but it is sad to know that many of the tigers are being extinct. So in 1973, the government started the Project Tiger to protect the tiger population from threats such as poaching for trade, shrinking habitat, depletion of prey based species, growing human population, etc. The trade of tiger skins and use of their bones in traditional medicines also has been a cause of extinction of the tiger population. So in 1973, this Project Tiger was launched and 39 tiger reserves were established in India. The common tiger reserves are Corbett National Park in Uttarakhand, Sundarban National Park in West Bengal, Bandhavgarh National Park in Madhya Pradesh, Sariska Wildlife Sanctuary in Rajasthan, Manas Tiger Reserve in Assam, and Periyar Tiger Reserve in Kerala. All this was done to protect the tiger population. Next, we'll deal with what are the different types of forest. So, you remember you have studied in 9th tropical forest, evergreen forest, tidal forest, and so on. But here, the government, in order to manage this forest, have classified forest into three types. It is reserved forest, unclassed forest, and protected forest. Reserve forests are valuable for the conservation of forest and wildlife sanctuaries. These reserved forests are also known as permanent forest. Second is your unclassed forest. These are the forests and wastelands belonging to both government and private individuals and communities. All northeastern states and parts of Gujarat have these unclassed forests and they are managed by the local communities. Next is the last one, that is the protected forest. Protected forests are protected by the forest department. This forest land are protected from any further depletion. Bihar, Haryana, Punjab, Himachal Pradesh, Odisha, and Rajasthan have bulk of these protected forests. Government cannot protect the forest by itself. The community also has to serve it. So for that, community and conservation have started. The first one is Sariska Tiger Reserve in Rajasthan, where the villagers have fought against mining by citing the Wildlife Protection Act. Second is the inhabitants of 5 villages in the Alwar district of Rajasthan have declared 1200 hectares of forest as the Bhairodev Dakav Sanctuary, and they have set up their own rules and regulations which do not allow hunting, and thus they are protecting the wildlife. Next is establishment of sacred groves. So our old age tradition has always influenced us to worship nature. And when you worship nature, you try to protect it. For example, all of you know that many of us worship the mango tree, the tamarind tree, the neem tree, the peepal tree, and similarly for animals we worship the cows, the peacocks, and so on. So all these is considered as sacred grove. So nature worship, which was an old tribal belief, it is based on the premise that all creations of nature have to be protected. Such beliefs have preserved several virgin forests in pristine form called sacred groves. Then next is Chipko movement, which was started by Sundar Lal Bahuguna. So Chipko movement in the Himalayas has restricted deforestation in that area and also shown that community afforestation with indigenous species is successful. Then comes the Beach Bachao Andolan and the Navdanya. So farmers and citizens group like the Beach Bachao Andolan in Tehri and Navdanya have shown that adequate levels of diversified crops production without use of synthetic chemicals are possible and economically viable. Next is the Joint Forest Management, that is JFM. This program has been in formal existence since 1988 when the state of Odisha passed the first resolution for joint forest management. In this, the forest department along with the community members looks after the forest, and in turn the communities are given non-timber forest produces and share in timber harvested. So this is all for now. See you in the next class. हो भी रहा था.